Hello and welcome into another edition of JMac Hacks. Again today talking about Roam Research. Now I've shown you in the previous two videos how I use Roam and also the basics of Roam. If you haven't watched those yet, please go back and watch. I'll post a link to them in the description. Now that you understand the basics of Roam and how to record information, how to tag it so that you can access it whenever you want, now it's time to add the real magic to Roam, and that is customizing your data and how you view it using templates and using queries. So I want to start off by showing you how I do this, and then I'll show you how you can do it. Okay, starting off with my daily graph, you can see here that I have some information. Like I have a headline here, daily task with the little red dot. Then below that, I have another headline, today's tasks. And below that, what you see there is a query box. You can see that that query box has everything that I have put a hashtag of today on it. And then below that, I've got some lines here, and then this is where I put my new goals. And then below that, I've got my new activities, and below that, I've got any journaling. Now, I don't type these in brand new every single day. I have set these up in a template, so with a couple of easy keystrokes, I can go ahead and enter in all of this same information starting out each new day. And then over here on the right, you can see again, I have my goals. As I click on one of these categories, you will see that there is another query box here. And this query box is only bringing up things that I've tagged under marketing. So it has to be a to-do and it has to be marketing. When those two things happen, then it will appear in this query box, all right? So if that's a little bit confusing, that's okay. I'm gonna walk you through all of it. But let's go to today. So I haven't set up my today yet. So today is October 16th, and you will see that my graph is blank for today. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the right panel here so that we can just focus on today. So here's what I do. If I'm planning the day, sometimes I'll do this at night the day before. Sometimes I'll do it right when I wake up in the morning. The first thing that I want to do is enter in my template for the day. And it's very simple. I just go here and I click the semicolon twice. And you can see that any of my templates that I have created become available to me. Now, my most important template is my daily template. So if I click on that, boom, there it is. It enters in my daily tasks, those things that I want to do every day, and then my individual tasks, those things that I have highlighted that I want to accomplish on this day, and then below that, any new goals, any activities, and my journal. So this is how I start out every single day, and I love it because I've catered it to my needs. You may have it completely different. You may have, for example, starting out your day with certain exercise goals or reading or other types of personal goals. You will have different tasks in your today. You may not want to set up your today task this way. I love it because anything that I didn't do the previous day still carries forward to the next day until I take it off this list or until I check today. So this is how my today template works. Now I've got a couple of other templates. One is for contacts. So let's go down here to the bottom and I'm going to create a new line. And let's say that I'm going to enter in a new contact. I do the two semicolons. And I hit contact, and you can see here it has brought up my template for contacts. So there's a space for company, title, phone, email, website, notes, and tags. So that is my contacts template. And I think I have one other template here. So let's do the two semicolons again. And this one is for JMac Update. This is a podcast that I do. and it's where I list a bunch of videos and I go through them one by one. So you can see there that I've created a space for each video so that I don't have to keep retyping in that information. So you can see how you can easily create a template for anything that you do on a regular basis. This is one of the things that I love about Roam Research. So let's go into the graph that we've been creating for this training, and let's start figuring out how to use templates. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change my graph to instruction graph, and it's going to load. And now you can see here we have a blank day, right? We're starting out fresh. And if I hit the 2 semicolons, it says add Roam templates to a block to create a trigger. The blocks nested beneath will be the template. References to blocks within a template will refer to the newly created block. So here it's telling you how to accomplish this directly. So what I've done is I create a template page, and I keep everything on that page. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to back up, and I'm going to create a new page, and I'm going to call it templates. Okay? And then I'm going to hit enter. Now I've created my new templates page. So what I want to do now is click on that templates page, and this is where I'm going to create all of my templates. That way I have them in one place. And you know what? I'm also going to put a star on this template. I want to add it to my shortcuts. So I go up here to the right, I click on the 3 dots, and I click add to shortcuts. And now you can see it's over here on the left. So I have my templates for quick reference. So now let's get a reminder once again of how we create a template. So I'm going to hit the 2 semicolons again. So I have to enter Roam/templates, and then anything nested beneath that, or anything that's a child beneath that, will appear when I create that template. Now from here, I'm going to want to create my first template. And so what you want to do is start out with the name of your template. I name mine Daily, and then I'm going to hit space, and I'm going to hit Roam/templates. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. All right, now anything that is a child of this is going to become a template. So now I hit tab, and let's say now I want daily goals. And below that, I'm going to create some goals. So I hit Control Enter, and let's say exercise. And then I'm going to hit Control Enter, and I'm going to say reading. You know, you get the idea. Whatever your goals are going to be, Control Enter, journal entry. Okay, so this is pretty basic. Let's go back and let's add another goal. Let's say meetings. So this is where I'm going to create a place for all of my meetings to happen today. And let's say that I also want to plan every day, or let's say I want to journal every day. So this is a place where I'm going to journal. Okay. So this is my template. I think I also want to change how it appears so that there's some delineation. So I'm going to right click on the bullet, and I'm going to say this is an H2, and I'm going to do the same with meeting, and that's an H2, and then I'm going to do the journal, and that's an H2. Okay. Now you can see I've got places. Maybe I'll just put one space in here and one in here. Just now I've got a place built in for each of those items. Okay. Now the other thing you might want to do in this template is you might want to make these pages unto themselves, because that way you can have one page where everything where you reference your daily goals is involved. So I think I'm going to do that as well. So I'm going to highlight my daily goals, and I'm going to hit the square brackets. And I'm also going to highlight meetings, and I'm going to do that as the square brackets. And then I'm going to highlight journal, and I'm going to do that as the square brackets. And you see I already have made a page for journal, so I'm just going to select that. Okay, So now I've created a template that has my daily goals, my meetings, and my journal. Now, one more thing to make this all work is you need to make Roam Templates its own page. So I'm going to go up to Roam Templates and I'm going to hit the double brackets. And now we should have everything set up correctly. So if I go back to Daily Notes and I go here to my new spot where I want my template to appear, I hit the double semicolons and look, there it is, Daily. So now if I click Daily, you can see everything appears. And now every single day I've got my goals specific to that day. I've got meetings. So let's say I had a meeting with John. And let's say my journal entry today was a great day because I learned about Roam from Jay McFarland. It was a great day, right? So now that is all recorded on today. And if we go and click into journal, we can see there it is on my journal entry, right? If I click into meetings, there it is. I had a meeting with John on October 6th. Do you see how beautiful this is? And you click back and I click on daily goals, and this will show me every single day now and how I did with my daily goals. And how much work did you do to accomplish this? You really didn't do a lot of work at all. Again, this is the absolute beauty. So feel free to create templates like crazy. Anything that you're doing on a regular basis, go to that templates page and create a new template. So if I want to create another template here, I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to make sure it's even with my top bullet here. You see this line going down? That's how I know I'm even with the top one. Everything that falls underneath that daily is going to be part of that template. So I want to make sure that I'm back out here to this line going down, and now I can create a new template. So let's say I want this to be my contact template. So I'm going to hit contact, then I'm going to hit the double brackets, and I'm going to hit Roam, and now you can see my Roam Templates is there. I choose Roam Templates, and then I hit enter. And now anything under contact is going to be part of the new contact template. So I can hit contact. So I want to put a title on it, and then let's say name, phone, and email. All right, so I've just created a nice quick contact template. I'm going to click here, right click on the bullet point. I'm going to add a little bit of size to that. All right, now let's go back to my daily graph and let's see if that works. So I'm over here and I'm under a meeting. Let's say I'm in a meeting with John and John says, hey, why don't you contact so-and-so? And so I'm going to quickly do my double semicolon. I'm going to hit contact, and there it is. Boom. So now you've got name, phone number, and email. And if you want those to all add to a contacts page, well, let's go back to our template and let's make contact its own page. So I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to do the double square brackets. So now anything that enters in on that contact page will be seen. So let's go up here to daily notes and go back under contact. So now I'm going to put John, I'll put Jay McFarland. And the phone number, whatever, that's not a real number, don't use it. And an email. And I'll put my real email in here if you want to reach out to me. Okay, so now that should all appear under my contacts. Now, a quick note here, I didn't make contacts a page on the initial template. If you remember that, I did it after. I went back to the template and I changed it. Well, anything that I had done before that will not influence will not be influenced by changes to the template. So you can see here that contact on this page is not hyperlinked to the page, but that's because I entered this template in before I had changed the template. But let's just for kicks see if that appears on my contact page. So I go up here to search and I click contact. There's my contact page. And you can see, no, it's not there under the linked references, but did Roam do its magic and find it somewhere else? Yes, it did. So here it is under contact, and there it is. You can see the contact for myself, Jay McFarland. And I can link that, and now that's part of the linked references. So anytime I hit a contact, I can create this and it will appear in the linked references for the contact page. I hope you can see how quickly and easily you can create pages, you can create templates, and make your information appear exactly the way you want it to appear and when you want it to appear. Okay, now let's go back into my graph, and again, I'll remind you how I'm using queries to sort information in the exact way that I want to see it. This is the part that makes me incredibly productive. So again, I'll take you back in there and we'll see exactly what's going on. So I'm going to click back over and change to my graph, JMac, and I'm going to bring in the side pages here. And remember, I've got a couple of things going on. The first query that I have is a query that is showing me to-do items combined with the today hashtag. So any to-do item that I've also added the today hashtag will appear in this box right here, okay? Any query that I have with a to-do hashtag that also has one of my hashtags for my projects will appear here on the right hand side. So you can see again in marketing, I have a to-do item. You know it's a to-do because there's a box there. Make a coupon for webinars, and I've assigned it the marketing hashtag. So anything that is to do with marketing appears under the marketing headline here, or the marketing parent bullet, for me to be able to use. And you can see this going all the way down. So content ideas, anything that I have marked with a checkbox and the hashtag content ideas appears here in this box. Now let me show you how this works in practice, just so you can get the idea. So I'm humming along and I'm in a meeting, or I remember, you know what, I really need to do something. So for example, I want to make another video that focuses on customizing the view or the experience with Roam. So for example, you can see I have colored hashtags. You don't. And you're like, JMac, how do I get those colored hashtags? Well, I want to make a video that teaches you how to make those colored hashtags. So I'm going to go down here to my goals and I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to create a new goal. So command enter. And I'm going to say create video for Roam experience customization. Okay. And now I want to tag it. And the great way to add tags is to create a new line that is associated with that first bullet. And the way to do that is hit Shift Enter. So I'll hit Shift Enter. And now I'm going to add some hashtags. All right. So the first thing is that this is a content idea. So I'm going to hit hashtag content idea. And you can see as I start to type it, there it is. And then I'm going to say this is also something I want to do today. So I'm going to hit hashtag and start to type in today, and there it is, today. Okay. Now you'll notice instantly up here in my top query, look what happened. It added in, because I had the hashtag today, it added it into this query. So Beautiful. It's already assigned where I want it to be. Now, if I did it right, it should also appear up here in my content ideas overall. So look right there at the top, create video for Roam Experience. Well, let's say, you know what? I don't want to do that today, but I really want to get it done this week. So I'm going to change this to this week. And the minute I do that, you'll watch it disappear from my today query. Watch. It's gone. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Well, it's still here in my content ideas because I didn't change the content ideas hashtag. So where is it? Well, I've got another query all the way down here that is just for the things that I want to do this week. And look, there it is. Create video for Roam Experience customization. And again, if I change that, I can say, no, you know what? I really want to do that today. So one of the things I will do actually is I'll go through this week as I'm scanning and planning my day, and I'll say, is there anything on there that I can get done today? Well, I really feel like this is something I can do today. So I'm going to change the this week hashtag to today. Now watch over here on the left what happens the minute I change the hashtag. Boom, it's back in my today. So I can manage where this appears just by changing a hashtag. And you can imagine if you are working on project management, you can have a hashtag for each of the stages of that project management. If you are assigning things to individuals, then you can easily put a hashtag with the individual's name next to it, and you can have a page or a page with a lot of queries on it for each individual, and that will be how you see where they are at with each item. So hashtags and queries make it possible for you to sort information any way that you want. So now you're asking me, okay, Jay, you've convinced me about queries. How do I set them up? Well, they are incredibly easy once you see them. If you look at the language and stuff, you might be a little bit confused by that. That's one of the reasons I wanted to share this with you. So let's go back into our instruction graph and let's create some queries. All right. So I'm going to click back up here and I'm going to go back into the instruction graph. And now I want to create some queries. So let's say I want to have this today query that appears in my daily template. So in order to do that, I'm going to go back over here to templates, and I'm going to go under my daily goals here, under my daily template, and I'm going to hit /, and I can enter Q or I can arrow down until I hit queries. So you've got a couple of different types of queries here. You've got query and, query or, query and or, query and not. So before I dive into all of these, I just want to share with you query and. Query and is when you are going to combine 2 or 3 different items. So I'm going to hit enter, and you can see here I have query, and it is asking for the 2 parameters that you want. So under and, you can see I have an opportunity to enter the first term of the query and the second term of the query. All right. So I'm going to choose in here in between these 2 double brackets, and I'm going to enter to do. Now notice as I start to enter, it's searching for hyperlinks or pages or hashtags that I've already used. So you need to have the hashtag set up in advance if you want to get this done properly. So I'm going to hit to do, because remember, I'm trying to show everything that is just a to-do item. And then I'm going to say today. Okay, now I haven't created a today hashtag in here yet. So let's see if this works. If I just hit today, so it doesn't show that I have created that, but I'm pretty sure that if I have done this correctly, it will create the today if I just select out of that and hit enter. Okay, now I've got a query that says it's a to-do item and it's a hashtag today. All right, so let's go back into our daily notes, and I'm going to get rid of all this stuff that I created just so I can see if this is working. And I am going to do my 2 forward semicolons here, and I'm going to choose daily. And now you can see that my query is there. And there's nothing in there yet because I haven't marked a to-do with the today hashtag yet. So let's see if that will work. If I go up here to exercise, and I'm going to add a hashtag to it. I want this to be today. And you can see, yes, I did misspell exercise. So I'll go back and fix that. So I'm going to do hashtag today. And there it is, today. Now, if I've done this right, did you see what happened? Now that appears in my today. Okay. So let's say I want to make reading a today. All right. So today, and let's see what happens. There it is, today. So let's say I'm in a meeting and I get assigned a marketing report. So I'm going to put marketing report, and I'm going to put hashtag it's due today. And then let's see what happens. Now notice it didn't appear. Why didn't it appear in this query? Why do you think it didn't appear? The reason it didn't appear is because I have 2 parameters in this query. It has to be a to-do item and it has to be a today hashtag. So I didn't make it a to-do item. It's just a note. So if I search anywhere for my today, like for example, let's go over to my today page. So I'll go up here to search and hit today, and I click on that. You will notice that it did appear as I scroll down in my today page. So there it is, marketing report today. But I didn't assign a to-do tag to it, so it's not going to appear in that query that I did. So let's go back to my daily note and let's change that. Okay, I'm going to change it by just hitting Command Enter. Now, once I do that, did you see it appear? Now it's part of my query. Now it's part of my today list, okay? Now, let's say that I want to also have a weekly that I want to do. Now, I created my weekly on my to-do page. So I'm going to go over here to my left, and I'm going to select my to-do page. Now, you will notice, again, that all of my to-dos are appearing in the linked references, which is beautiful. But I'm going to go up here and I'm going to create a query just for weekly items, okay? So I'm going to hit / again, and I'm going to hit Q for query, and I'm going to do query and again, I'm going to enter in to do because these are going to be to do items. But I'm going to now create a new tag, and this tag I want to be this week. Okay, so these are items. I'm not ready to assign them to my daily yet, but they have to be done this week. So I'm going to click out of that, and I'm going to hit enter, and now you can see it's created a brand new query. And you know what? I'm going to give this query a title here. So I'm going to move up, arrow up, and I'm going to hit enter and create a new bullet above that. And I'm going to hit weekly. And let's change the headline so it's a little bit bigger. And I'm also going to arrow down here, and I'm going to hit tab so that appears underneath weekly. Okay? So now if I go back into my daily note and I open up my sidebar here, and I've pinned my goals there before, but I'm going to unpin that because what I want to see every day on that side is I want to see my weekly to-dos alongside with my daily to-dos. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on to-do, but I'm going to hold down the shift button when I do it. So I click to-do, and there it is. Okay, now we can watch this happen magically, all right? So let's say that I get word that the marketing report that was due today, it's actually going to be due later this week. So I'm going to go down here to my to-do tag under marketing report, and I'm going to change it from today to this week. Now watch up on the right what happens when I change this to this week. Boom. It left my today query and it moved over to my weekly query. And that is the beauty of this. So let's say, for example, I want to track all staff assignments, anything that's assigned to any individual. So I'm a manager and I have a team. Well, I can set up a lot of that right here on my Today page. Remember, I told you that the beauty of the Today page is that you don't ever have to leave to set up most of what you're doing. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to create a couple of things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some pages for my team members because I need a place to track everything that they're doing. So I'm going to do a double brackets here and I'm going to say Jay McFarland is one of my team members. Now notice I've already got Jay's name in there, so I'm going to click enter. Okay. Then I've also got John Smith as one of my team members. Okay. Then let's say I've got David Johnson, for example. Okay. This is good enough. All right. So I have created 3 pages for each of these individuals. Okay. So now I've created 3 different pages for each of these individuals. If I want to create a query that shows me everything that has been assigned to those individuals, I think I'll do it on their pages, right? So I'll click here on Jay McFarland to the page that was created, and I'm going to go right up here at the top, and I'm going to create a new place for these assignments. So I'm going to just put assignments, and I'm going to tab forward, and I'm going to forward slash, and I'm going to do query, and I'm going to do query and once again, I'm going to do today. So start searching in for today. And I'm going to do Jay McFarland. Okay. So let's type in Jay and look at that. There's Jay McFarland. All right. Now I'm going to hit enter. Okay. So now anything that has been assigned to me is going to appear when that assignment is made. So let's say that I'm back on this page, my daily notes page, and let's say I'm up here in a meeting, and during that meeting, I make an assignment to Jay McFarland. In that case, I just hit Control Enter, and I'm going to say complete assignment, whatever it is. Okay. And then I'm going to hit Shift Enter, and I'm going to say that this belongs to Jay McFarland. So I start typing my name, and there it is, Jay McFarland. Okay. And now I've made it an assignment for Jay McFarland. Now I've done this right. Anytime that I go to the Jay McFarland page, I will see anything that has been assigned to him. So let's go and look. And there it is. So I will see in this list any assignments that have been made to Jay McFarland, and I will see exactly the date that that assignment was made. If I click back on Daily Notes, I could also assign a date to that. So let's go back here and I'll say Jay McFarland to do, and I'm going to hit space / I'm going to go down to date picker, and I'm going to choose the date that it's due, and I'm going to say that it's due on the 20th. All right. So now I've made this assignment. It's due on October 20th. Let's go back into my Jay McFarland page, and you can see it tells me the assignment name. I know when it was assigned, and I now know when it was due. And not only that, because I assigned a date to it using the date picker, if I go forward to that date on the 20th, you will see that one of the first things on that page under link references is that assignment. So every assignment that I've made where I've assigned a completion date, I now have an instant reference to what is due on that day and from which person that it is due. So now you can start to see the real beauty in all of this. And I feel like it keeps saying real beauty, but I'm such a fan of this. And so forgive me if I keep using that term. So remember, I had on the right side, I also had things categorized by my different projects, right? So I have content idea projects, I have podcast projects, I have training video projects. So let's set that up as well. So I did that on my to-do page as well, because I want everything to appear over here on the right in my to-do page. So I'm back now in my to-do page, and I'm gonna create my projects, okay? Projects. And so let's say I have a marketing project, I have a cost control project, and I have a planning project. Okay, so these are pretty simple. So again, if I want to know any assignment that is made that is categorized by one of these projects, I'm going to create a query so that appears under my to-do. So I go up here and I click on marketing, I hit enter, and then I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to do /, and I'm going to go back to query and you know the drill now, right? This first one is going to be to do. All right. And then the next one is going to be the type of project that it is. So in this case, it's marketing. Now I haven't created a new marketing tag, and so it's not coming up, but that's okay. I'm just going to click off of this, and now I've created a query for marketing. And then if I go back down here to cost control and I hit tab /Q query and. So now, again, I'm going to do to do. And I'm going to do cost control. And you don't see that yet, so it's not available. And then I'm going to do one more here for planning. Okay, /Q and this is to do and this is planning. All right, so now I've created 3 categories, and let's also change the headlines so that they stand out a little bit. I like to do this. This helps me delineate the information better. So I know that this looks kind of like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but it's not. If I go back to my daily page, and in fact, I could have stayed where I was at. If you look over here on the right, we've got the weekly query that we created. We've also got the 3 project queries that we've created. Do we have anything in those queries yet? No, I don't have anything in marketing yet. So let's go back and say, well, this complete assignments, that is a marketing project. So all I have to do is do #marketing and watch over there on the right. There it is. And let's say that this complete assignments, I'll hit Shift Enter. Oh, not that one. Let's go to marketing report, and I'll hit Shift Enter, and that one is obviously marketing because it says marketing report. So I'll hit marketing, and should it appear? Yes, there it does. Okay, so this is how I have an ongoing list all the time of every single assignment. So, and every project. So when I'm on the to-do page, the minute something pops in my mind, it doesn't matter what it's related to. I type it in, I make it a to-do, I assign a category to it, I decide whether it's today, this week. Some of them don't have date assignments on them. And I know that they are there. And again, this is what I love, because it offloads in my mind. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I know where everything is. Now, some of the other queries that are available, you can experiment with those, but query and or, that should make sense. It's this or it's that. There's also queries where you can say this and not that. So experiment with those queries and get a better understanding of how each of them work. And as we do more of a deep dive later on, I'll go through each of those. But this is just to give you a general idea about how you can start using those queries right now. So hopefully you can see with templates and with queries, you can really start to manage your data and view it in any way that you want, and how Roam can turn into a very easy to use project management system. For me, it's just a way to track my ideas and my daily goals and any research that I'm doing. And I know that I can quickly access anything. I never fumble around anymore thinking, man, what folder did I put that in? Where does that work? You also notice that even with queries, it still looks very different than my graph. It's not as colorful. We talked about that. The queries look different. They look more mechanical. That's because I've gone in and I've made several adjustments to make my Roam research look more beautiful and more friendly and easier to use, because I love colors and those types of things. So coming up in the next video, I'm going to show you how to customize the Roam experience so that you can have emoticons, emojis, all of those things. And that's just one more level to help you sort and organize things visually. So I'll have that coming up. Please take a minute, if you love this content that I'm providing, to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Again, I'm just showing you how I use Roam. So I'm not like this Roam master, but your questions will help me go and figure it out. And so I'll become more of an expert, and we'll kind of do that together. Also, take a minute and go to jmcfarland.com and become a member of the JMac Members Club. For as little as $5 a month, you will help me continue to bring this content to you. I also do a weekly live podcast on current events and social issues and politics. And I do a lot of other great things, books, webinars. Those will all be available if you become a member on jmcfarland.com. With that, thank you so much for watching. And remember, next time we're going to talk about how to make Roam a better user experience. With that, thank you and have a great day.